Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Cleveland State Vikings Lacrosse Dynasty. This week we have really big matchup with the Princeton Tigers, who currently ranked number 2 overall in the country, and our Vikings, after last week's win against Cornell, we worked our way up in the rankings as well. We are number 14 in the country overall now, so this is a big time ranked clash. It's gonna go down today at Krensler Field in Cleveland, and let's get into it.
Hello and welcome. Well, plenty of cloud cover here this evening.
It does look like it's actually raining a little bit for this game, so maybe some slick conditions out on the field. We've got some tough opponents, and this week is one of the toughest, as Princeton comes into this game undefeated at 8-0, and Cleveland State comes in still with just the one loss that we suffered against Hopkins by a goal, and we are 7-1. And you know, the set that we used last week against Cornell was the 1-4-1. It worked really well for us, so we're going to be going back to that in this game as we throw the ball away. Not a great start for Cleveland State there. And Princeton does the same. This 1-4-1, it just creates a lot of good space. Oh, and I actually need to switch the settings. I keep forgetting to do this. I promise I will do this after this game. Make sure that we're on the toughest difficulty. Didn't affect anything yet. It's still 0-0. That was probably a little bit of a dangerous pass there. Lucky that he came away with it. Swing it to Yormick behind the net. Yeah, all these games we're playing against tough teams. Like, we played Michigan and Hopkins already. Now we got Princeton, and we're actually playing Maryland later in the season, and they are the number 1 overall rated team. It's going to be really good for us to play the tough competition. Getting us ready for the conference tournament that's coming up, as well as the NCAA tournament. Oh, nice save by their goalie there as he stopped the point-blank shot.
Robertson. Ball side right. Ball side center. Ball side left. Ball side center. Brings the heat.
Oh, and Michael Sauer is behind the net for Princeton, just stepping into the circle. Ball goes back to Cleveland State. So Princeton is the number 2 ranked team in the standings, as well as by total goal differential this season as well. They're only behind number 1 ranked Maryland in that category. So this is a very good team that we're playing. And it's a big challenge for us.
23.
We're getting open looks in front of the net, but haven't had much success yet. The 1-4-1 still seems like it's working for us, though. It's getting us looks.
Lets one fly. Scores!
And finally, Reed Wagner gets on the board.
To savor to open proceedings here at Providence Park.
It looked like it actually deflected off the goalie's elbow there and into the back of the net. So Vikings with the early 1-0 lead over the number 2 ranked Princeton Tigers.
The home team wins the face-off and they get a step.
I believe this is our first bad weather game that we're playing, as it is raining a bit, so we'll see if that affects the gameplay at all. Oh, I actually sent the pass a little too wide there. I did not mean to kick it that far to the left side. Oh man, I threw, I think, about 3 checks on the Princeton player there, and it wasn't able to jar the ball loose, and he ends up getting the shot away. So our goalie just powerless to stop the shot. And it is all even at 1 now.
5 wins the face-off. Orange and black ball.
Oh.
Threads it through to the crease.
That time Tigers with another crease violation. The ball goes back to the Vikings. So our goalie will slowly bring it upfield, looking for the clear. Up to Brandon Price, who gets it to Anthony Estimer on the left side. Right down the middle. And he is able to get on the board. As no one on the Tiger defense really stepped up there. He kind of went around the backside of the defender. Just a good strong drive at the net for Anthony Estamera in that situation. And he comes away with the ground ball as well. So coming right back. Looked to go down the middle again, thought better of it. Kicks it to Brandon Price, who finds space. And he lets it fly. So some really great teamwork from the Vikings attack there. And it looked like, I think that was Nicholas Yormick running across. Almost sort of a screen for him to block off the last defender. And Brandon Price just let it fly.
Down to the face-off for a huge possession.
And the Vikings now take the 2-goal lead after that one. And here's Wagner coming away with the ground ball. Coming down the middle. Shot goes well wide. Oh, excellent pass to the front of the net. I believe that was Braswell completes the play. So he just really does a great job staying out of the crease on that one. And that's the goal for the Vikings. It is a 4-1 lead now. So the Vikings have been tough at home this season. We've not lost a game while playing at home. And Connor Wilson gets the interception. Out to Anthony Estamura, gets it to Baron McIlvaine. Runs away from the pressure. Down to Braswell, takes a shot. Loses defender. It's pretty far away from the net there, but found some good space, so he lets it fly. Unable to convert.
23. What a goal!
Oh, gets it to Nicholas Yormick in front of the net. Some more excellent passing from the Vikings early in this one. As the Princeton defense totally out of position there, and the goalie wasn't even looking at where the ball went to, really. Puts it right between his legs. Excellent goal.
Important face-off again between 4 and 5.
And Adam Sandor takes the face-off.
4 comes out on top.
Here's up to Nicholas Yormick. Dodges to the left. And he gets an easy goal. As the Vikings just going on a quick run in the early going here. Quickly got a 5-goal lead to their name against the number 2 team in the country. Come away with yet another ground ball. Here's up to Baron McIlvaine. Slowly brings it down. Look to speed it up. Kick it off to Reed Wagner outside and reset the formation. Looking for room. Loses his man at the top. Lets it fly, and Tyler Blaisdell is there for the stop for Princeton. Cleveland State will look to slow down the Tiger attack. Oh, and just like that, they come down and get one of the goals back. There's about 40 ticks left in the first quarter. Oh, that was really an excellent shot by the Princeton attackman there. So he found the far left corner of the net, or right corner rather, from the left side.
If you have a good face-off guy, it can be make it, take it lacrosse.
About 40 seconds left here. Both teams will try and look for one more opportunity. Adam Sandor looked like he had the jump on the face-off there, but unable to grab the ground ball. So Princeton comes away with it. Just 33 seconds left now before end of the quarter. Cleveland State may have gotten lucky there, as I cheated over a little bit, but it left other attackmen wide open. Neufeld kicks it up to Cade Ferris on the right side with 16 seconds now. Cleveland State will try and look for an open shot. Here's to Jackson Braswell, getting bumped. He gets pushed well outside as time ticks down. Oh, some great work late in the quarter there for the Vikings as they're able to work it to Nicholas Yormick, who was just left alone in front, and he just buries the shot off the post for the Vikings' 7th goal.
The players at
And they have a
the X are
5-goal
ready.
lead now with just
Here
4
we
seconds
go
left
again. It's
before the
7-2.
quarter break.
4
Brandon
cinches
Price
it,
comes away
and
with
the
it,
home team goes straight
and the
on
Vikings
attack.
send it down there. Bounces off a Tigers player's
New
back.
Jersey powering ahead after what turned out to be a high-scoring quarter. The home team will have plenty to talk
Yeah,
about
really
coming on to the
great
second
effort there
as
for the
we head to
Vikings in the
break.
first quarter. Let's take a quick peek at the stats. Just getting a lot of shots, way more than the Tigers have so far. They have converted
Set and ready
on
for
7
the
of them.
restart. It's 7-2 for the home team.
Sandor wins another faceoff. Up to Estimer on the right side. This will bring it down to the zone and set it up.
4.
Top to Sandor, splits the defense.
Nice
Oh, ball gets bumped away from D. Leathers.
Looks to shoot.
They left the Princeton defense out of position though, and he finds Yormick, who scores yet again what I believe is his 3rd goal of the game already in just the second quarter. So Yormick just on fire today.
We are set to
As the
resume.
Vikings are really
It's
taking
game
control of this
2.
game in the early going. Was a little concerned after last week's sloppy play against Cornell how we might fare in this game, but the early returns are looking pretty good.
Braswell.
Here's Jackson Braswell, bringing it out in front, kicking it back to Wagoner.
Braswell.
Back to Braswell. Shot goes out of bounds. Back to the Vikings.
Collects.
Oh, and the pass just gets picked off over the middle there. It's a dangerous pass. Princeton shows us why it's dangerous.
Knocked loose.
I think that ball may have gone off the post.
Saved by the goalie.
As Koopman will try and find an open Viking to pass it to. See if we can't clear this.
Overt.
Up to John Ober. Gets it up to Anthony Estamura. As the Vikings get the ball down into the zone.
Leans in. Nothing there. Has a look. Goes wide.
Oh, we just got nailed there. Don't know if that was supposed to be a pass or a shot.
23. Shoots.
Oh, and that time the
17.
defense gets in front of the shot before it even gets to the goaltender.
Roberts.
Oh, as we lay a great check.
6.
But Michael Sowers comes away with it for the Tigers.
Nicely recovered. Side right. With the shot.
Oh, and I was unable to stop them.
Carries it high.
Some pretty good ball movement there from Princeton as they cut into our lead a little bit. Just a great step down shot from close range. And it is just a 5-goal lead now for the Vikings at 8-3.
4 gets in first.
Sandor wins it. Gets it up to Logan Ackerson. Comes flying down. Through a bit of a backdoor pass there, and the ball gets deflected away. But Brandon Price is there to scoop it back up for the Vikings. Behind the net to D. Leathers, brings it out front. And he just works it to Ackerson, who's left open. More good ball movement from the Vikings, as he was pretty closely guarded there, but he's able to step away from him just slightly to create the space for the shot. McIlvain picks up the ground ball as the Vikings take the possession once again off the face-off. Here's Brandon Price coming down the middle and just letting the shot fly. So the rain continues to fall here in Cleveland. Oh, I threw that pass over the middle that once again gets picked off. So I didn't learn from my last mistake. Have to look to avoid that as the Tigers are just kind of sitting on that. Michael Sowers gets another opportunity in front of the net, but this one goes over the top of the bar safely. So we pressure the attack. Not a lot of movement from the Tigers on offense. There's a lot of standing around. Sowers. And works it to number 37, who gets another goal. Our goalie just out of position, and it's down to a 5-goal lead again after that one.
For New Jersey, here again to face off. The home team wins the face-off, and they get a step.
Gets it up to D. Leathers, who will look for the clear as he bounces off the defender. Goes out, dumps it down to Scott Ratliff in the middle. Henry Ratliff finds the long stick goal. So D. Leathers really throwing some good passes today, as Ratliff just bangs it in off the top of the post. And that gives the Vikings their 10th goal of the game.
Watch them scrap, even if they don't win the initial draw.
It's a ground ball, and Essemer comes away with it. Gets it up to D. Leathers, comes down the middle.
23.
Dumps it to Yormick, and he just steps in the middle unguarded and gets another goal for the Vikings. Like, pretty good low to mid shot there.
Well, they say
so Yormick is just lighting it up today. D. Leathers gets another assist as the Vikings offense is really clicking. Princeton comes away with it that time. Ralph Bradford coming down the middle. Oh, and luckily for us, it was a slight crease violation there. So I thought that was almost assuredly going to be another Princeton goal. Here's Baron McIlvain throwing it up to Brandon Price. Streaking down the middle, kick it to Jackson Braswell, move it around. About a minute and a half left before the halftime break. Back to D. Leathers behind the net. Gets it back to Jackson Braswell as the Vikings swing the ball around the top. Trying to find open lane. The Princeton defense is all over us. Oh, and we just turned it over there. Some really good defense played by the Tigers on that possession. So I'll try and keep my long sticks home. One goes up top to chase the attackman. And Koopman comes away with the save. Here's Baron McIlvain running down the middle, or the left side rather. Over to the middle to Matt Neufeld. Comes flying down the middle. And he lets it fly, and he gets his long stick goal there. So everybody getting into the in on the fun today for the Vikings. So really nice long stick goal there. And it's an 8-goal lead for Cleveland State after that one against the number 2 ranked Princeton Tigers. So this team is really playing well. We were left in a 2-on-1 situation there and able to slow down the Princeton attack. So the Cleveland State defense is a little spread out, a little too spread out for my liking. That's a shot that we can live with Princeton taking as they let it fly from deep. Koopman kicks up to McIlvain with time running out here in the second quarter. Dumps off to D. Leathers. Found a lot of space, but shot it was a little wild. Dodging around. Gets it over to Reed Wagner with 12 seconds left. Unable to find space, and he'll just kick it back out. Look for one last opportunity maybe in the middle. Here's D. Leathers to Braswell. Oh, the goalie makes an excellent save. And that's going to be how the half closes. So this has been a really great start for the Vikings. They just came out flying, scoring goals. You can see we've just been dominating the shots area. And passing, we had some really great ball movement as well. 75 passes thrown in the first half. So I love to see that. Haven't been winning the face-off. We have won the face-off battle, but we are not winning it quite as much as we usually do. But we've more than made up for that with the passing and shooting aspects of the game. As you can see, Yormick's just been on fire with 5 goals. And then D. Leathers has been the assistman with 4 assists. So we'll try and just keep up that offensive success as second half of this one. As we look for the big upset against the number 2 ranked Tigers.
Underway here now.
Although the further into the season we get, we've had some pretty good performances. It's not as much of an upset. I mean, we are the 14th ranked team in the country now. But anytime you take down a top 5 team, it's definitely exciting for the program. As Princeton just throws it away. Don't know that we're catching Princeton's best look in this one either. Oh, as we turn it over. As Princeton hasn't even lost a game yet this season, and we're just kind of coming out and holding them down. So I'll rotate to the middle.
Michel's. Michel's. He's in.
Oh, we get lucky. The ball goes off the post there.
McKenzie, orange ball.
Princeton gets it back, but then they get the crease violation.
Price.
Yormick clears it to Price. Gets it over to Reed Wagoner and up to Cade Ferris. Goes into the zone.
6.
Nobody on Princeton steps up to guard Ferris. And he gets the goal. As really you see Princeton's number 17 just kind of retreated there. Not sure why he didn't step up and try and slow me down. Maybe he was expecting a dump-off pass. But in any case, Cleveland State does net their 13th goal of the game. And Sandor comes away with the face-off. Over the middle to John Ober, and he gets it up to Reed Wagoner. We'll bring it into the zone. Here's Harrison Braswell. Here's D. Leathers. He's just getting harassed, and the shot goes flying. Oh, Leathers with some fancy footwork.
Steps in and shoots. Miscalculation there.
Oh, and it looked clean to me, but we get called for the crease violation. Maybe it was a teammate that stepped in the circle. As Princeton comes away with it. Pretty ambitious shot from Princeton there. As Koopman looks to clear it. Gets it to Scott Ratliff. Up to Cade Ferris. Down into the zone. Dump off to D. Leathers, who will back it out. And then way back up top to Scott Ratliff. As the Vikings move the ball around the outside. Yormick getting harassed. And the ball gets tipped away.
Nice recovery.
Ackerson was just able to pick it up, but then he steps on the line. Because I wasn't quite able to slow down his momentum in that situation. So we'll turn the ball back over to the Tigers. As they throw a shot from super deep, Dwayne Piggott comes away with it. And here's Matt Neufeld. Clears it up to Jackson Braswell. Dodging down the middle. Oh, and just one too many dodges. I dodged into the crease.
Orange and black ball. McCarty.
Oh, we throw a huge check up top. Awesome play by McIlvain there. And the Vikings clear it up to D. Leathers. Oh, I thought that was in, but the ball ricochets off the post and out. And we're unable to come away with it. The Tigers bring it back down. Looking to cut into this lead a little bit.
Leans in, nothing there. Has a look.
Oh, and that time we just got a short stick stuck in front of the net.
5 now for New Jersey.
It was just a mismatch, and Princeton makes us pay for it. So that our lead's down to 8 at 13-5 after that goal. Princeton comes away with it. They've been doing a good job of that today.
Referee not happy at all. 12.
And they promptly get the crease violations. The ball goes back to the Vikings. Here's Estamura getting up to Wagoner. And he gets it up to Brandon Price. Dump off to Riley in the middle. Gets knocked from both sides. And he's able to score it. That was really a great play by Riley as both defenders bumped him from the right side and the left side. But he's undeterred and gets the goal. That was probably one of the best goals that we've had all season. Just determination from Riley to keep the ball in his stick and get the shot off. Here's Estamura throwing it clear down to Yormick. Comes out. Gives it back to Estamura.
Takes the shot. Knocked loose.
Some quick passing. It looked like the ball may have ricocheted off the post again there, or possibly off the goalie. I couldn't quite tell.
Launches one.
Princeton's long stick comes flying down, but we're able to just jostle him and make that shot go over the net.
Goes for the shot.
But that time we were not quick enough to react to the pass over the middle. And Princeton gets one back. They find the top right corner of the net. And it's a 14-6 Viking lead after that one.
Cinches it, and the home team goes straight
Sandor wins it, and here's Anthony Estamura bringing it up with 37 seconds left.
Shoots. Ooh,
not getting a ton of defensive attention there, so he lets a shot fly. Here's D. Leathers swinging it to Ackerson. Lets the shot fly, and it goes wide as well.
Shoots. New Jersey collects. Chance for them now.
That may have been why I was having some issues there. In any case, McElliott's able to come away with it. And Cleveland State will look to clear this ball. And they turn it right back over as time runs out. It's a little bit of a rocky finish to the quarter there. But it's hard to be too disappointed going into the last 5 minutes with an 8-goal lead. So Cleveland State should be okay in this one as long as they just play smart in this fourth quarter. We'll try and burn a little clock perhaps. As Matt Neufeld wins the ground ball rather. Here's D. Leathers. Gets it to Yormick. That's really been the bang-bang combination today. I believe Yormick nets his 6th goal of the game, which in lacrosse terminology is known as a sock trick. Off of the nice assist by D. Leathers to find him. Just an enormous game for 23 today. And it is hard to see the Vikings giving this one away now with a 9-goal lead late in the game. Here's Estamura bringing into the zone. He draws a double team. He finds Stephen Riley, who comes down the middle.
That's his second today.
That's his 2nd goal of the day. Is a very nice one. Looks like it bounced off the goalie's thigh.
Have been in dominant form so far this game.
And the Vikings now with a double-digit lead. So this is really it's almost a message game to the rest of the country about how strong this Vikings team is. If we can do this to what we thought was the 2nd best team in the country. Oh, and Yormick comes away with another goal. He is just... He's beyond on fire at this point with his 7th goal of the game. As the Tigers just cannot find an answer to 23. Here's Estamura taking the ground ball. Here's Yormick. Will he look for his 8th goal? He will, and he gets it. He is just in the zone right now. As he gets a double team, lets the ball fly from a tough angle. What a goal. What an effort by Yormick. As he is just undeterred by the Tiger defense.
They're coming away with the lion's share of possession. One gets the feeling that
this is definitely, I would say, the single best offense performance of our season so far by Anthony Yormick today.
They're the heart of the team. Anthony collects.
Braswell gets knocked, and he gets the ball jarred out of his stick. Estamura is able to pick it up, but not before going out of bounds, so ball goes back to the Tigers. Cleveland State will look to win it back.
Michelle gets the pass.
Sowers up to Pete Ferris up top, who swings it to Riley Thompson. Oh, and Cleveland State able to bump the Tiger attackman into the crease there to win the ball back. Here's Brandon Price clearing it up to McIlvain, to Ackerson, the dump down to D. Leathers, and his shot goes just wide. Here's D. Leathers again with the shot, and again it goes, this time to the right side of the net. Here's McIlvaine swinging it to Yormick. Up top to Wagner, who lets a shot, probably a ill-advised shot, a little too far away from the net that time. Here's the dangerous Michael Sowers, and he shows why he's dangerous as he just forces his way to the net. Really determined to get inside that time, as I was throwing checks on him, but didn't seem to affect him much. And the Vikings get a goal back and cut the Vikings' advantage to 11. About 3 minutes left in the contest. Sandor wins it, and he'll throw it up to Matt Neufeld, who gets it to Yormick. Can he get his 9th goal? He can't, and he steps into the crease, so the ball will go back to Princeton. As the Vikings will retreat back upfield. Oh, huge check thrown there in the midfield. And we're able to pressure at Princeton, so even though they're able to pick the ball back up, we're able to force them over the line. As we just get bumped into their crease, this game getting a little out of control here in the final minutes. Cleveland State not playing quite as soundly as they were earlier, which is a little understandable when you have a lead of this caliber against an opponent like this difficult of an opponent. Here's the short pass to Koopman, who will look for someone to dump it to. Koopman's caught well out of the net. Oh, and that was really my fault that time, as I brought Koopman just a little too far out. And he wasn't able to retreat back in time to stop the shot. So the net's left open. Princeton net's about as easy of a look as you're going to get. And it's just a 10-goal lead now for the Vikings. As we'll try and play this last 2 minutes a little more conservatively. As I say that, I bring it down with the long stick and let it fly. Hard to turn down an open look. As this is going to be just another enormous victory for the Vikings.
Here's a take. The ball goes to the ground.
Koopman scoops the block shot up and gets it up to Tripp Smith, who will come looking for the clear. Gets it to Matt Neufeld, down to Brandon Alvarez. Dump off to Yormick, who's double teamed. Dodges the defense. Oh, finds Stephen Riley, whose shot just ricochets off the post. Pretty good look. The ball goes directly to Harrison Braswell as the Tigers turn it over. Cleveland State really moving the ball well in this game. Ackerson gets bumped on the shot. It'll go out of bounds. Here's McIlvaine streaking down the middle. Throws a bounce shot and gets it to go. What a play. As the Vikings still having some fun late in this one. Just a great shot by McIlvaine to use the ground to his advantage. And it is 19-8 Cleveland State over Princeton. McIlvaine clears it up to Anthony Estamura. Gets it to D. Leathers. Just throws a wild shot. The Vikings is not letting the foot off the pedal here. Princeton throws a double team. Here's McIlvaine over to Yormick on the right side. Over to the middle of the Estamura. And he lets a shot go flying over the top of the net.
And sends it loose.
Tempted to throw a pass there, and it gets tipped out of bounds by the Princeton defense. They'll get the ball back with just under a minute left to go in the game now.
12. Looks to shoot. Good night. Goal.
And Princeton comes down and gets a late game goal. Couldn't quite catch up to the ball there. I was running up with the long stick, and I was just behind the play the entire time.
Here we go.
So 39 seconds left. It is 19-9, a 10-goal advantage for the Vikings.
4 wins it for the home team.
So there should be some celebrations in Cleveland after this one. Really great effort by Cleveland State. Oh, and D. Leathers just gets knocked in the back. That's going to be a penalty, I'd have to think. So penalty the rest of the way.
So prime opportunity now.
And the Vikings will just be able to probably run the clock out now with a 6-on-5 advantage.
Hungerland back on the field after the penalty finishes.
Wagner to Riley. D. Leathers gets the crease violation with just 6 ticks left in the game.
Gets flagged, just taking things a little too far on that occasion.
That'll just about do it in this one. As the Vikings pull off that tremendous victory against the number 2 ranked team in the country, Princeton Tigers, giving them their first loss of the season. As you can see, the team's just celebrating after this one. Just a great offensive performance from Cleveland as they had great ball movement, outshot Princeton all game. And the face-off started to go more our way in the second half as well, though the ground balls were pretty evenly split. So, unsurprisingly, Nicholas Yormick gets most valuable player with his 8 goals. Just a outstanding individual effort. And D. Leathers was on the assisting end of at least a couple of those today, as he had 6 assists. So those are kind of your top performers on offense. As, yeah, the Vikings pull off the big win in this one. And we'll just go take a quick peek at the schedule to see who we've got coming up in the next episode. So Cleveland State will be 8-1 after this big victory against Princeton. The team really coming together now. As I would probably say that was our single best game we played this year in terms of just playing a complete game. Offense, defense, and special teams. So as you look, we're not going to have a game until looks like 24th of March, and we'll be taking on the Minutemen out of UMass, the University of Massachusetts. So that'll be our opponent in the next game. We'll look to keep this positive momentum going, and it's going to be a road game. So that's what we got to look forward to next episode, guys. As always, appreciate you tuning in. Definitely like and subscribe to the channel if you're digging it, and we'll see you guys for the next game against UMass. See ya.